Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Sin Blackblade and welcome back to my channel. And it's been a long time since I did something Path of Exile in this channel, and I'm really excited now for the new league, which is the Settlers. I'm a little bit behind because I'm actually currently looking for work, but none of that is important right now. Welcome to the build guide for the Stone Golem build. Now this is a build that I really wanted to do for a long time now, and finally I was able to do it. Now there are some cons on the build. Now, number one, what the golems will do is they will roll forward and then they will not come back to you. Yeah, like, say for example, this is your character. If this is your character, they roll forward and then there's an enemy in front of you. They don't care. They're just going to attack the monsters that are behind you. So oftentimes what you'd really want to do is like go inside and then have them attack the enemies or the monsters, and then go back a little bit and then hit the convocation and then have them attack the second time. So it's kind of the AI is kind of weird, and I hope that GGG fixes the AI so that when the minions, or at least the golems, for this or in this case, when they attack, I think the priority target would be the monsters that are immediately in the in the vicinity of your character. So that's something that this build it kind of struggles off on. And yeah, so the highest map that I was able to do was about I think T12, and it kind of struggles on that level, or on that map level, simply because you really need to invest into a lot of minion damage for this. So yeah, we'll talk about that later, but for now let's talk about the build. So of course we're going to use the Elementalist for the Liege of the Primordial, which is an additional golem for us, and then the Elemancer for an additional golem again for us, and the 25 increased buffs granted by our golems. So this will be a golem build that's going to use the Primordial Chain, which means that the maximum golem could be 12, depending on if you want to use the Victorious Charity or just have two clay shapers, which means that's going to be at least 12 golems. So I went with the Victorious Charity because, according to some threads that I have read, the additional power charge and the frenzy charge actually help a lot with the damage of the golems. So yeah, I went with that route instead of having an additional golem. So yeah, that, and then the third one would be the Bastion of Elements. Primal Aegis, when allocated, Primal Aegis can take 75 elemental damage per allocated notable skill, and Aegis skills are disabled and cannot take reflected elemental damage, which we won't really do. The only thing that we will do here is just cursing using the ball lighting, which is attached to what was it? No, not that, vulnerability, because they're physical. The golems are mostly, or all physical, I should say. So anyway, the way you'd start is over here to the left. This one can go later if you want. You could go ahead and get the sacrifice, because what you'd want to do is you'd either want to use a spell. It really depends on your leveling, but I went with the raging flame spirit. So the sacrifice and then the spiritual command. Then I hurriedly went over here, purity of flesh, and then I've gotten the righteous army, and then the redemption, and then I went over here, getting the retribution, discipline training, sanctity, and then the great pact. Now finally, we can now start to mold into going into the golem part. Of course, you're going to get the golem commander for another additional summoned golems, and then after that, so let's get into the mastery. So the minions mastery nodes that we've gotten are the 50% chance to ignore enemies physical damage reduction, which is good because again, the stone golems do physical damage. Minions have 30% increased area of effect, which can help kind of, and the minions have 250 accuracy rating, which is really very good because they can attack like super fast, but then if 45% of those are not landing, it's going to be useless. So the 250 accuracy rating is really good. What else? So the area of effect, I guess this is all the same. Oh, and the minions leech 1% of their life, so that that's for survivability. And minions have 30% increased maximum life and 15% reduced life recovery rate. So I guess that's it for the masteries. Yeah, masteries, and then we have plus 30 life, of course, for our maximum life. Yep. Okay, so that's it for the mastery. Next, you can go ahead and probably take some life notes, because at that point you'd probably feel like, you're being one shot a lot often. So you could go ahead and prepare to get, all of these important life nodes over here, some life nodes over there, life nodes over here, and then of course over here we've gotten all of the important life nodes in this life nodes circle over here. Now, of course, you're going to prepare for the gems. So yeah, before that, I did take the fearsome force over here, just to add just a little bit more oomph to the damage of the golems. So yeah, righteous army, and then redemption over there, and then golem commander. Now, depending on how you want to route this, I routed over here in order to get the necromantic Aegis, so that they'd have all of the advantages of the Victorious charity, which is really really awesome and really powerful. So I went over here and gotten some nodes over there, over here, and then some more resistances over here, and then for our jewels, of course, we're gonna get eminence. We got another eminence over there. That's number 2. We've got primordial might, which is important. We've got another eminence over here. So I've invested heavily on eminence, and then of course the anima stone. You need that in order to have much more or additional golems for or per 3 primordial items, and then of course another primordial harmony over here. Now, at this point we are at level 87. So if you really want to push it, I guess you want to stack either a eminence or a what was the other one, or a primordial harmony. If it's going to be purely attack based, of course, the most logical thing would be the primordial eminence. So more life nodes over here. So there are closer jewel sockets that you'd want to take, maybe if you want to push it too far. So there's 3 more nodes over here. So we're what, 87, so 88, 89, 90, and then 91, 92, and then 93, 94, 95, if you can still push that if you want to. But for me, I'm not really into end game of Path of Exile, so this one already works for me. I've been farming and it's been farming great. Now, let's get into itemization. Now, again, you either go with a clay shaper or you go with a good convoking wand, which has increased damage, minions deal increased damage, and then an additional increased damage over there, and then high critical multiplier. But then again, you have to look out for this, because players are not dumb, the sellers are not dumb. As the numbers get higher, it gets more expensive. So I'm not exactly sure if 10 golems plus this would be much better, or an 11th golem would be much more of a higher DPS than this one. So I've not done the calculation. And of course, if you can have a really good bone ring, that would be good too. Of course, you'd want some increased attack speed or increased minion damage over there. I wasn't able to buy or purchase one, because it gets really expensive as the stats gets more perfect. So yeah, again, clay shipper, nothing important or nothing remarkable on the helmet, just some life and the resistances. You can choose to get the helmet that has increased increased minion damage. That goes up to about, I think the last time I checked, it's about 40 to 50 C. So it gets really expensive. Again, some sellers know that minion builds would really, really want that. For their helmet. If you can afford it, go ahead. I was able to afford one over here, which is not that expensive, because it didn't have any life. I had to put some affix or prefix there just to add some life. So you can get something like this, but higher. Again, it gets more expensive. Minion deal increased damage over there. And then, of course, nothing really expensive. It's just a 5 link. I mean, I have always lived by what I think Ziggedy said it, that 6 link is a leisure. It's not something that everyone could have, so I didn't have any 6 link. And then of course the primordial chain. Now you can't do a golem build without the primordial chain. If you want, you could go with zombies and then have them as meat shield and then increase their life. You can have SRS. You can have the animate weapon, or what's it? Yeah, I think it was animate weapon. And then of course you can have the specters. So you can have a min-max of those, and all of those could probably work depending on how you min-max their stats. But then of course, if you're gonna go that route, you're gonna of course you're gonna take the death attunement for the zombies, and then for the additional raised specters, and of course the Lord of the Dead. So yeah, there's a lot of min-maxing that you can do. But for me, if I'm building a golem build, I want them all golems. So yeah, nothing special, just life resistances, some attributes, life resistances on armor, and then again, minions deal some percentage of increased damage, and then life resist. Yeah, a belt, life and resist. I play some 23 strength there, and then again, life resistances, and of course, what's important is the 30% increased movement speed. Now, what's going to be attached to our stone golem? Oh, by the way, what I've chosen is stone golem of the hordes here, because I really wanted to push the max amount of golem that I can. If I really wanted, I could have like 2 clay shapers over here, but then the Pictarius charity is just absolutely amazing. I can't really replace this one. I think this is equivalent to at least three more golems, with all of that abilities in it, the power charge and the frenzy charges. So what's going to be attached to our stone golem is going to be minion damage, flat damage, flat more damage for the golem, and then melee physical damage, multi strike, and then ruthless. If this was a 6 link, I'm going to link probably conk effect over here. That's going to really greatly increase the physical damage of the golems. And then we have Immortal Call, CWDT, and then the more duration support. That's the typical defense that we have. And then the Pride attached to Generosity, so they can have the full advantage of the aura. And then we have Arctic Armor over here for a little bit of physical damage. Enough for us to boom, and then we could get away from the damage, and then press 1 or 2 of our flasks. And then we have for our curse, it's going to be Vulnerability attached to Ball Lightning, Hex on Touch support, and then GMP over here. So that's the only thing that we'll do. We'll curse and then run away, curse, and then every now and then we're gonna pop Convocation, and then we're gonna pop Flesh Offering. It's very, very simple, and I don't really like complicated builds. So yeah, that's it. And then finally we have Flesh Offering, Convocation, and then Flame Dash, all attached to faster casting. Our level is at 87, and then all of our resistances are capped. Not doing really good with armor. Again, it's really hard to min-max this. If you really want to do armor, you can invest in armor and then armor ES, and then armor ES over here. But then be wary, as you get into perfection, everything gets just crazy expensive. So yeah, I guess that's it. Let me just stash this, and let's get into just a little bit of gameplay. Again, this is not like a high level thing. As you can see, what I'm just farming here is just monsters level 74 over there. So let's just get into it, just to have a little bit of gameplay for you guys. I ran out of maps, so all of my maps are just either whites or a few yellows. So yeah, in here we're gonna go over there. Whoops. Okay, there we go. So yeah, they are really aggressive. I think they're more aggressive than the ice golem, in my opinion. But then the thing is, like what I've said before, they don't really care about you. Once they move forward, they will not move backwards. So, yeah, you have to take care of yourself in terms of, yep. All right, here we go. It's a simple, a build. I don't really like complicating stuffs. All right, so there we go. Let's get started. Yeah, look at those. God, I could only imagine if I could get a 6 link and then have the, conk effect. I think they will hit much harder. Yeah. That's all you do. You just move away and let them do the hard work for you. You don't even have to worry about anything, and that's how I like my build. Alright, so that's about it. Let me know what you guys think about the build in the comment section down below. It's good to be back, so thank you all so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'm gonna see you guys in the next part of my video. Have a good one.